Lance Fritz, calling Union Pacific Big Boy, number 4014. Over. Union Pacific 4014, responding to Chairman Lance Fritz. Come in, over. We're ready for you to make a move. Are you ready? Over. UP 4014 is ready to proceed. Chairman Fritz, over. Union Pacific 4014. Take him ahead. Over.
We got another big boy. Welcome back, folks. Hope you're having a great week. So I went to a train show last weekend, and we got a lot of trains to run. Like this one, and this one, and this one, and two of these, and this one. I really like this one. And this one, classic. And this big one. 4014 Restoration Series. Probably the coolest one I picked up. Also found plenty of new freight cars to run, including this super cool Lionel Crayola car. It actually comes with crayons. Ooh. I gotta find my train coloring book. We got a lot of trains to run and a short amount of time to do it. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Before we dive into the trains, I just want to take a minute and thank everyone that I met at the show this past weekend in York, Pennsylvania. If you've ever been to the York Train Show, it's a lot of trains under one roof. In the world of model trains, especially O-Gauge, York is the big show. And when I walk into the building, I'm pretty much overwhelmed by everything that's there. It's like, where do you start? What am I looking for? Oh, it's like squirrel. Everywhere you look, there's a train. But am I all trained out? Never. So what's new? Let's check them out, one by one. One of our first stops at the show was to Grzyboski's Trains. They have such a huge booth, and they always bring a great selection to York. And this is where we found this Union Pacific 844. Check this engine out. This is Lionel Legacy. This engine is one of the earlier generations of Lionel Legacy. Still has Odyssey speed control. It's an engine we've been after for a long time. This 844 has incredible sounds. And of course, being an early generation Legacy engine, it has road-specific crew dialogue, like this.
Dispatch, 844 here. We're all set. Can I go? Over.
Check out this whistle. Oh yeah. I did something a little different at this York, and I went after a couple of modern diesels. So one of the modern diesels I found was this great SD60, and I found this at Grzyboski's booth as well. And this is a CSX, also Lionel Legacy, so all those great features. But I wanted to build a little bit longer of a train. I don't have that many CSX engines. In fact, this is the first CSX engine. So I walked over to Mr. Muffin's booth. And Mr. Muffin's had a great selection of the brand new Lionel Legacy SD70 Max. So not only did I get a powered unit, but I also picked up one of the fantastic Superbass. Superbass? These engines throw some sound. And together, this SD60 and these SD70 Max make one impressive train. Check this out. When I went to York this year, I really only had one item on my list. Well, maybe two. But the one item that I was really thinking about was more vintage Hudsons. Maybe something along the lines of a 90s model, and I was really looking for the MPC Era 783. Well, I lucked out, walking through the Orange Hall, and I come across the booth for Trains and Things, another great dealer with tons of inventory, and I found this 1987, not MPC, but very early Richard Kuhn era, 785 Hudson. Just up the way was the Trains.com booth. Of course, we do a lot of things with trains.com here, and guess what I found there? The Lionel MPC Era Scale Hudson 783. This MPC Era Hudson is one that I've been looking for a long time, and I was so glad to find it. Behind me are the 785 and 783 Hudsons. 785 is on our inner main line, and check this engine out. We're gonna have those mighty sounds of steam here with this engine. Let's bring it back. You can never, nothing matches the beautiful sound of the MPC Mighty Sounds of Steam. All right, 785, away you go. But just a great running engine. And of course, our 783. Listen to that prototypical boiler sound, courtesy of the MPC Era. I don't know. I think that's great. There's just such an appreciation I have for this era. I don't know what it is. Bye-bye. We rounded out the show by visiting my good friends at trainworld.com. So I had a chance to hang out with Ken Sr. and Ken Jr. and the Train World team. And of course, we picked up a couple of engines. And the first one is this Western Pacific GS6. This is an MTH Premier, brand new PS3. And what an incredible engine. Those big Northern style GS engines are always a great engine to have in your collection. They just demand a lot of attention and a lot of presence on the layout. It was really neat this year at York because I brought my dad and my brother, so they had a chance to experience the show with me. And my dad always finds things that I don't necessarily look for. And what does Dad find? He manages to find this Alco RS1 East Penn Railking engine. It's one that I might have missed had I not been there with him. And now it's time for the main event. The big show, the Big Boy 4014 Restoration Series. Yes, this was a York find as I was talking to Ken and the team at Train World ahead of the show. And here it is. What an amazing engine. The Restoration Series 4014 is the last MTH engine to be produced under management of Mike Wolf. Mike Wolf, of course, was the founder and CEO of Mike's Train House, or MTH Electric Trains. So each one of these engines comes with a certificate of authenticity. So there it is right there. This was in the box. What an incredible model. And I have several MTH engines, and I have to tell you that this one has some of my favorite dialogue and some of the best sounds that I've ever heard in an MTH engine.
Sounds more insane on this engine.
I did see that you guys have structure restrictions for a bunch of bridges out there.
When the 4014 returned to service, there was a big commencement speech. And that commencement speech was captured by the MTH sound team and put into this engine. I wanted to recreate this incredible experience. And I was thinking to myself, you know, what do I do? Do I like put my head in the middle and look out and pretend like there's a crowd? And then I had a moment of clarity.
And now I'd like to welcome Union Pacific's Chairman, President, and CEO, Lance Fritz, to the stage. He is the man who gave the green light to bring Locomotive 4014 back to life. Lance, the microphone is yours.
On my left, Union Pacific number 844, brought to Union Pacific in 1944, topping out at a speed 110 miles an hour. Far down the track on my right, the latest steam locomotive to join the Union Pacific family, the Big Boy, Union Pacific 4014, all 1.2 million pounds, 7,000 horsepower. So let's get started on why we're here today.
Union Pacific Lance Fritz calling Union Pacific Big Boy number 4014. Over. Union Pacific 4014, responding to Chairman Lance Fritz. Come in, over. I'm in position in front of your locomotive. We're ready for you to make a move. Are you ready? Over. UP 4014 is ready to proceed. Chairman Fritz, over. Union Pacific 4014. Take him ahead. Over. Understood. Here we come. Union Pacific coming ahead. Here we come, sir.
Hey, I don't have a group of people in my backyard to just make this work out, so hopefully that simulation did the trick. Well, folks, it's time to do something we haven't done in too long, and that is a whistle battle. How's the game played? Two engines compete, and can you guess which ones we're doing tonight? Yes, we're going to do our Restoration Series 4014 by MTH, and our Lionel Vision Line 4014. Who will win this battle? Let's bring our engines into position. Two have come. Who will win the whistle battle? Leave me a comment and let me know which one. Here we go. Starting things off with our Restoration Series 4014 by MTH. What do you think? Now the Lionel 4014 Vision Line. Again, MTH. And Lionel. It's a hard call, but it's not mine to make. Leave me a comment. Which one did you like? Lionel Vision Line 4014 or MTH Premier 4014 Restoration Series? We'll see you in the comments section on that one. I had such a great time at the April York meet, and I hope to see even more of you this fall when we go back. As always, a huge thank you to all of my subscribers and everyone who's been supporting this channel. My name is Chris, and this is RBP Trains. We'll see you next time.